come tax time, when they send those when it's time for the child tax credit, I'm the one who's paying. So I should be getting the tax credit because I am the one who's forking out all of this money. Where is my benefit? How am I recognized for my contributions? Because I can't write off child support. You don't give me child tax credit. Then you say I'm a high income wage earner, so that's more taxes. So I'm paying you after taxes. So you're basing which and the significance of that is you're basing my support off of my gross, but you're taking the money from my net. It's amazing, man. These refunds come around and it's like, well, why is it that these dads aren't getting more money, more recognition from the government with all the money? Because they don't even have to account for, they don't even have to include child. Well, they when they file taxes, they can say, income coming from, from other sources, child support, alimony. But what I'm saying is that they're able to turn right around and write off those expenses. But I can't. I've got a folder over here. I remember, and now what I do now, Haywood, is for years I would keep a folder with my child's name on it and called so and so's expenses, because I thought I was gonna write them off. And when I went to file taxes, it's like, well, you can't write those off. So over the years, I've continued to keep that folder just so she can see, so he can see, so anyone can see. I have done.
Yeah,
I've done.
You invested. Yeah,
I've invested. I've done.
Right.
And so it's just, man, again, I look at all the money, the accommodations that are made for them. I can't write off alimony. I can't write off child support, but I don't get any kind of compensation either for all that I do. But you can get a write-off. You can write off the things that you, as the other parent, the custodial parent, the mother, that you do. Tell me some of your issues with taxes and what have you.
Okay, I've never had an opportunity to claim any of my kids. Their mother.
Oh, please! Oh my God! Go ahead. No, I'm gonna let you take it from there. How did I forget about that? How in the world did I forget about that? Go ahead.
Okay, so we have two sons, as I stated earlier, from my previous marriage. I never had an opportunity to claim either one of the boys, so it's not like we split this child tax credit. Okay, she got both of them to claim. She came to me maybe several years later as our income began to flourish, and she allowed me to claim one of them because it was going to put her in another tax bracket and she was going to have to pay more taxes. So technically I was able to claim one of our sons, but the money went back to her anyway. Okay. Because even if you don't give it back directly, you're going to give it right back in child support. So the money's never really missed. So I did this for years. I just basically filed my taxes and just filed taxes, never got a tax return or anything. After almost a decade, I get a tax return. I'm shocked because it's no life-changing money. I think it was $1,200, honestly, Roger, between both of them. It means nothing now. It was 48 hours later, she called me. She called. She doesn't say hello. She doesn't say how you doing. The first thing she says to me is, I see that you claimed one of our sons. I said, I've always claimed. I said, I didn't think anything of it. I always take my stuff to my tax preparer. She prepares them, gives them to them, and I mail them. I think nothing. I said, oh, but I get it. I got to return this time. That's what you're really calling me about. She said, yes. I said, well, it's an honest mistake. You know, the person that prepares my taxes literally lives 2 doors down from you. All you had to do was call me and simply tell me, hey, I don't know if you were thinking about this because it's never been an issue, but you claimed him and you wasn't supposed to, blah, blah, blah. No big deal. I would have just returned the money to you, with no problem. No, she calls the IRS. They audit me about this money. They audit me. I said, well, I've never been audited in my life because there was nothing to audit. I said, so please explain to me, why am I getting audited by the IRS? And she finally confessed, well, I called them and I told them XYZ. I said, but what you didn't tell them was I kept you out of another tax bracket, and you were getting the money to boomerang back to you by way of me. I never
See
put up
that?
an argument
See that?
with you about that. Yes, I've never put up an argument with you about it. You always got the money right back because I had to end up. That money just really went back and recycled itself into the form of child support. So you got the money back every time. It was never a dollar missed. So it was one of those things. And what people don't know about the tax return, that if you pay over 50%, there is an IRS form called 8332 that you can file showing that you pay 50% or more of the child expenses. Here's the catcher to it, though. You have to get the mother to sign off on it.
See,
which normally they will not ever do. They will not do this at all. And so that's the form you can use to show that you're paying to get some of the tax credit money, but they have to sign off on it. And if they don't sign off on it, you can't do it. If you file it and file this form along with your taxes, and it hasn't been signed by the mother, then it flags your returns. And that's what they use to then go and audit you.
do the audits going forward.
Correct. Correct. So for years, I not only did you pay the child support, but she got both. I think at the time it was $2,500 per child and extra additional. And basically, she used that money just to pay her taxes with. So she was always in the clear because it didn't affect anything. So my child support, that astronomical amount plus an additional $5. And one day I challenged her by asking her, have you checked the child support account? She said, well, I haven't looked at it in 3 months. So it wasn't even about the money.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about the money at all. It was just
people don't hear that. And like you said, to get a woman to sign off on saying that you have done above and beyond, they don't know that. They don't know that these mothers out here, that these women are they are putting themselves first, man. Many of them are. When you talk about a broken home, they have no interest in co-parenting or teamwork or, just doing the right thing. It's just, and I'm talking about the ones where, listen, when the mother has a child, no one ever thinks of them. No one ever checks to see or even wonders if they're a bad mother, right? They have to prove that they're bad. But the dad without the kid, the dad who's the non-custodial, we have to prove that we're good. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So the world doesn't know these stories. They don't hear these stories. And so they just assume that if there's some sort of strife, if there's some sort of issue, if there's combat, then it must have been initiated by or because of some foolishness, some epic fail on our behalf, on our part. And again, I'll say it again, the women have to prove, the custodial parent, which is typically the woman, has to prove that they are bad, that they're unfit. We always have to prove that we are fit and that we have to show proof that we've gone uphill and down and we've done everything the right way. And it's just, but again, it goes back to where's the equality? Where's all this equality that everyone talks about and says they aspire to or aspire for? It's just truly non-existent. And the women, the custodial parents, they are certainly not doing anything to move that forward.